titled Blocked. We were friends for a couple weeks, yo, what's new? I always like the ones that the Asians do. You're always short and you're always the same. You just leave me hanging. And it's all in different ways, but you got me calling.
Dang it. Kidding me? Freaking. At least you got a song now. Oh, yeah. Catch me on the top shelf soon. Don't go breaking my. We got inspo now, boys. Well, here she comes, so here's the things to end all. It's gonna be a fat rip. I'm scared. I'm putting my phone down.
Like, are we just friends?
Do you? Yeah, maybe. I mean.
Yeah, so. As friends right now, I just don't wanna.
How many tries will it take before I learn this lesson? That girls 2 years younger aren't where I should spend my time. No regrets because I liked it, but I still. Oh man, that was bad.
My first relationship takes me back to 8th grade. I was 13 years old. I met this girl. For the sake of animosity, we're gonna call her George. Yup, we'll call her George. So I met George. She was in one of my classes, and I don't actually remember having an in-person conversation with her ever, but I did get her Snapchat somehow. Maybe it was on her Instagram bio. Probably that's how I got it. And we started, snapping. It was more like text conversations than actual pictures, but, occasionally there would be some pictures. We developed this, I guess you could say, friendship/relationship over the course of a couple of weeks. Obviously, it wasn't official. I liked her. I couldn't tell if she liked me, but, me being the naive 8th grader figured that the fact that we talked, at least the fact that we stayed in communication for a couple weeks meant that we had, committed somewhat to each other. And so when I was talking to her friends, so I talked to her friends, but I didn't actually talk to her in person, they said that she was saying some not so nice things about me behind my back, and that was a little concerning to me. Because, for one, I thought we had a thing going, and I didn't want to have some fake, I didn't want to have a fake girl. I wanted it to be real. Again, I can't really even have a girl if we don't do anything in person, but I wanted her to be genuine. I didn't want to have to deal with I'm going to just mess around. I'm going to like you. I'm going to like you. I'm going to like you. I wanted to be hers. Oh, okay. So I go to 8th grade graduation, and she's there, and so are all her friends. And we're at the gym in the school. There's this nice obstacle course, you could say, set up. And I'm just going through it, hoping that she'll look over and I'll impress her, but she doesn't. I find myself among her friends, and then she's in the group as well. And this is the first time I can actually remember talking to her. And I literally go up to her and ask her if she wants to dance. And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." And there's no one dancing. There's music playing. There's the gym floor, but no one's dancing. But I had actually taken slow dance classes through someone else I knew, regularly. I took waltz, salsa, I knew my stuff. So I felt comfortable going and asking her to dance. And even against her wishes, not I was forcing myself upon her. That's not what I'm trying to say in this podcast, but I was convincing her to dance with me. So I grabbed her hand, took her to the middle of the floor, did the dance frame, my hand's on her shoulder, blade in her back, and my left hand is clasping hers, and she's kind of dead weight, so she's not really giving me much, but I danced with her, and I for a solid maybe 30 seconds, her friends are laughing, they're recording, heaven knows where those videos are nowadays, but we danced, and then my memory gets kind of fuzzy. I assume that we stopped dancing and then I walked away and she went back to her friends and they started laughing about it. Yeah, that sounds about right. And I didn't talk to her again for the rest of the night until I left. Okay, so my friend was giving me a ride home, and him and his mom were with me, and we walked outside because most people were leaving, and she and her friends were like in a little circle laughing. I was like, okay, here's my moment. Here's when I can show her that I like her if she didn't already know. So I was like, all right, I got this. Oh, and also I should mention that she was moving after graduation, like a week or two after graduation. So another thing in my mind was like, bro, I might not actually see this girl again. So I was like, I'm just gonna full send. So I walk up to her and I give her a hug. And then I walk away and there's more laughing. And I'm just like, I mean, the hug was, she didn't hug me back. So it was just my arms on her. And I thought I was ballsy. I thought I was like, I'm just going to do this. So it wasn't the end of it. So we have a few days left of school because they do the 8th grade graduation on the weekend before school's actually done. So my friends thought the hug was sweet. They're like, oh, that's super cute. But I come back the next week and I find out that she's telling her friends and other people, even though there was a group to spectate it, her friends saw what I hugged her. Like, it wasn't anything weird. But her friends, or not her friends, she was telling people that I motorboated her. And I was like, what are you talking about? And this gets back to me through other people, specifically her friends, that this is what she's telling people. And I'm like, you saw this. I was just giving you a hug. I'm not trying to be weird. So it was decided that I was going to confront her about it and ask her why she was saying this. Get some closure, get some peace of mind, just understand where she's coming from. So the last day of school, her friends helped me set up this little confrontation. So to George, which is her animosity name, she just thought her friends were gonna hang out and talk. But to me, I was gonna show up and confront her. Oh, this part just gets me every time. So school ends and she has some friends on one side of the school that are they're communicating with me and keeping track of her so she doesn't leave because she has to wait for her ride. And then I'm with the other friends on the other side of the school. And so we're on opposite sides of the school. And I'm outside and she's on the other side of the school outside. And the quickest way to get there was through the girls' locker room. This was not my choice. I was with two of her friends and they're like, okay, quick, we just gotta get to the other side of the school before she leaves. So just come into the locker room, just come. So they grabbed me, dragged me through the locker room. Luckily, it was just after school ended, so there was not girls changing in there. I saw one other person, but it was just bro, what even? Why did we have to go to the girls' locker room? Why couldn't I have just gone to the guys and then we met up after? But they just really wanted me to just go through the girls' locker room to get to the side of the school so they could make sure I wasn't gonna dip out on this idea that they had planned. So we finally get through the locker room, we finally get to the other side of the school, and she's sitting down on the ground, her friends are gathered around, and I'm there, and I'm not speaking. I cannot utter a word to her. I don't know if I was just, maybe I was nervous. I was nervous because I didn't want to seem like a bad person for accusing her of things that I actually didn't know if they were rumors or not. But I also wanted to get the truth. I wanted to know if she was saying bad things about me. So basically one of her friends took the stage and was my spokesperson. It was just I don't want to say berating, but interrogating her. She was interrogating her, why are you saying this? Adam, has not done that. That just, just defending me, being my attorney, you could say. And, it wasn't anything, crazy, but it did come down to her just kind of accusing me of being too, onto her and, trying to, and, into her when she obviously had not made the same signs back to me. And so it boiled down to a case of unrequited love. And so that's what we're calling this episode, is Unrequited Love, because I was into this girl and I gave her my heart, I gave her my soul, I made moves, and she just didn't reciprocate. So the lesson that I learned from this girl was that do not invest more effort than they invest in you. Now, we'll find that I didn't exactly learn this lesson as easily as I thought. In future episodes, there's definitely times where I invest more effort than they invest into me. But for the sake of the takeaway of this episode, don't give too much of yourself away to a girl, especially before you know she likes you back. So, I have never talked to this girl from that day, and she moved, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay letting it go. No feelings are left for her. This was 8th grade. Thanks for listening to my podcast. We have many more to come, because I have many, many failed relationships. I was debating about what to make this podcast on, and I have had a lot of hobbies in my life, and I have a lot of interests, but the one thing that has been common throughout all of my years of living is failed relationships. And so I figured, what better way to relate to people and to help them out than to share my experiences with girls. So we gotta have a sign-off phrase. I'll think of a better one for next time, but for now, we'll just see. Life's short, YOLO, love quick, love fast, love long. This is a train wreck. I'll think of something better next time. Peace.